roll the sleeves up. Oi! Welcome to the Muni Live Report.
Week 10.
Week 10.
Wow, dude. It's week 10.
It's Billy Cheek week. Oh, Billy Cheek, man. he really know how to cheat.
Deflate them balls and Eric Cartman.
Recording people doing stuff. Oh, yes. It's New England Patriots week. But, yes, we are coming off a very, very sweet victory. And it still feels good.
Feels great, yeah.
After the week that, was prior to it, it was very nice. Once again, we want to thank Odell for his time here, and good luck in Los Angeles, but that's enough.
But we got Odell 2.0 with Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yes.
Because spectacular performance. He did great.
2 catches for almost 90 yards, somewhere 86.
Yeah, nice deep ball. Was incredible. Yeah. I mean, in stride, no problem. And you know what? Honestly, I think if we put Odell in that same position, he might have dropped that ball. Just saying. I'm sorry. Good luck to the Rams.
There would have been some kind of excuse, locked and loaded. But, I want to start off before we get into the Cincinnati game. Breaking news.
Not good for us.
No, very good for us.
Oh, other news.
I mean, you already know it. It was from midweek. We went out and we extended Wyatt Teller for 4 years, $56 million, and then you extended Joel Bitonio 3 years for about $48 million. So you're building this team.
We keep in contact.
Yeah,
it's kind of good. Let go of OBJ. We have some cap space.
You're putting intact the best part of your team right now, and that's a great.
And that really extends the longevity of your team as well.
Yeah, that tells me that okay, they can be a powerhouse to the next couple of years, which is great because you got this line locked up for at least 4 years altogether, on top of having Chubb for 4 years, and you got Kareem for another year, and Baker still technically has 3 years left. Moving forward, great signings. Joel Bitonio.
2 years. This year. Wait, no, 5th year out.
Yeah, he's got.
So it's this next year.
Next year is his technical last year, but then they can franchise tag him 2 years.
Yeah, but you'd not want to franchise tag him.
I'm saying ideally.
For sure.
Yeah. That's we play it by ear.
Yeah, that's a different story. I think we're personally gonna re-sign Denzel Ward before we do Baker.
Yeah, well,
my personal opinion.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes. I'm not entirely worried about contracts right now. I do think the 2 contracts that they did extend this week were 2 very big ones. Bitonio he's been the longest tenured Brown since they've came back.
2014, right?
Right. Well, going on that, I think Joe Thomas was the longest tenured at 10 years. But Joel Bitonio is the first Browns player to sign 2 multi-year contracts since their return. So, he's eventually going to break Joe Thomas's record as the longest tenured Brown, which is not really saying much. Joe Thomas was a hell of a player, but he set the standard for this team going on. Blue collar team, great offensive line. And after watching Sunday's game, those guys more than deserved those contracts.
Damn right.
It was almost they were running the same play over and over again. And you saw Teller at least 10, 15 times this game. And Bitonio going opposite side with the same play, kicking out whoever was out there. And they made them pay like Tim Misney.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
I was expecting that one.
Yeah. Me and my dad have this thing that whenever Tim Misney comes on in a close game, we are bound to lose.
I saw Tim Misney in person one time.
Should have told him to fuck off. But
I guess bad news. Confirmed Nick Chubb is out, as well as Demetric Felton for this week.
And Tack McKinley.
And Kelly, I believe, was out as well, too. He's our practice squad running back. So we did sign a few running backs.
So Dearness Johnson.
Dearness, man, let's go.
We need
baby.
one more game.
Let's go.
We need another game from you, bud. And, you got a really solid offensive line that's ready to go take it to this New England Patriots defense. But, they're no walk in the park.
No.
They're ranked number 9th in the league against the run. They're in the top 5 against the pass. So
they're really tricky too. They're really tricky.
And as
pinpointing them is going to be difficult. Especially for Baker, he needs to be, on top or something. I don't know what he's going to do, but he needs his eyes to move quick.
It's the magic of beady cheek. He throws you a different look every week. And
dude, I watched Bill his press conferences. He's like, good guys. Antonio's good. Chubb's good. I'm like, and he just named like 4 or 5 players, and he had 0 ounce of emotion the entire time. It was incredible.
Good old BD.
But so it'll be really interesting to see what they're gonna do for this week, run wise. Obviously we've seen Dearness past few years. He's reliable, and he's got to step up to the plate. You've seen him kind of take the grunt work the past few weeks. You've seen some flashes in there, but I think one of the big things that I always feel with running backs is that they need to get into a rhythm, and that rhythm comes after a few consistent plays where, if you get 5 touches a game, that might not be enough to get into your zone. You might need 10, 15 touches just to kind of feel that out. And I've been there where I wasn't feeling it, but once I got a handful of touches, I really turned it on. So I think that is just a case for Dearness. So I'm expecting big things from this week.
Yeah, I think they're going to go out there and they're going to stick to their game plan. I think you're going to see a lot more throwing from Baker. I hope they get to that. I hope they can pound it down their throats, yes. It's going to be a tough week. There's no, major stars on this defense, but this defense, New England's always got a good defense. They're always, in the top 15 every year, even when they're having a fluke year. Even last year, nobody really paid attention to them. They go 7-9, completely under the radar. But now you have a young team with kind of the same identity, set by Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels once again. Josh McDaniels, had struggled last year with, getting Cam Newton as a right fit, but that didn't really work out all so much. And now you have Mac Jones, who's been, he's been solid. They really put him in the role as a game manager and say, you don't need to do too much, don't need to put the S in your chest.
But for a rookie, he's doing a hell of a job right now.
You're right.
I think he's probably the best current rookie quarterback that's playing.
I think he's been middle of the road.
When you look at the other rookie quarterbacks, what do you got to say?
Well, I'll say this. They're not asking Mac Jones as much as the Bears are asking of Justin Fields.
And Trevor Lawrence. I get it. Yeah, that's true.
Because if you watch Justin Fields, they're like, okay, you need to get done with your feet. What you do on the field is more what you think. That's more of your decision making. Where Mac Jones, it's like, okay, your decisions are kind of already made up for you. The offense is very simplistic. They get their stuff done by committee. But they are able to put up points, and they're not going to be a walk in the park either. So I really think that the Browns are going to have a handful this week. I wouldn't be surprised if they took this game to the last minute, but this is a must-win for the Browns.
Yeah.
You can say that about any game
Yeah.
down this final stretch.
But how I've been looking at it is that, we're 5-4 right now. 6-4 looks good. We got the Lions next week. 7-4 going into the Ravens game looks pretty damn great.
Right.
So I think,
especially with what has happened last night, Baltimore let a game slip to Miami, and that really shakes up the division.
Damn right.
Considering that Baltimore still has to play their 2-game series against us and Pittsburgh, and play another game in Cincinnati,
which they lost.
Yeah, so that's
Their
gonna
last one.
put a real, it really throws the AFC North up in the toss.
I think the defense is gonna be real tricky, and I think the biggest thing that I've noticed this whole year basically is these penalties are killing us.
Yeah,
killing us. We need to eliminate these. They're just dumb penalties too. They're not even like a penalty that you're like, you know what? I get it. Although that's hard to say about a penalty, these penalties are so small and just disciplinary issues, and that, like 2 weeks ago when it was just like the illegal motion like 4 times.
Right.
Nuts, man. We don't need these.
I think the worst snap you can ever have is a pre-snap penalty.
Well, and you're in the red zone. Most of the time, those were in the red zone. So
yeah,
we need to eliminate that. That's
those,
been a big issue.
Those are mental penalties. It's a mental error. You don't want to put the game in the hands of the refs. That's what I've always said. And ideally, this is gonna be a close game. So you don't want the refs making the decision on this game. There's some penalties like, okay, you're being aggressive. That's okay. Like lining up in the neutral zone.
Malik McDowell was the definition of that, being aggressive and wanting to play last week.
Right, lining up in the neutral zone is just being aggressive, and you're basically daring the refs to throw that flag, because sometimes they don't. But back-to-back plays is unacceptable.
Yeah.
It's okay, one here, one there, but you're lining up in the backfield almost. So you got to get that cleaned up. I like them to be under at least 7 penalties this week.
That's so sad to say, though, isn't it? I would like under 3.
Right.
But, realistically,
they just need to go out, play another clean game, because they're going and playing a team that...
New England will take advantage of every single
They pay attention to detail.
Every yard you'll give them, they'll take, and they'll capitalize.
They're a very disciplined
don't
team.
Do anything that... because they will do it. And if you get anything that you will mess up on, they will counter. You know what I mean? They might not be the best skilled team as, individuals, but this team is they play complementary football, and as I said, they will take advantage of anything you give them. So that's the biggest issue with it, offense and defense. Said Baker's need to keep his eyes just peeled, because that defense is really hard to read. I watched a bunch of their tape actually this week, getting prepared for it, just to kind of see what am I going into this week with.
Right.
And it was really, really, really tough to notice a consistent pattern in their defense. And offense is offense. Of course they're kind of playing it soft. Not I don't want to say soft, but they're playing it where Jones is basically kind of like a game manager, but a really good game manager for a rookie. And I think the big issue right now is their run game. Harris is out officially. Is that correct? I know Stevenson is playing. Or is Harris still questionable?
Yeah, he's still ruled questionable.
Okay.
He's in a concussion protocol. I want to introduce a new segment.
Okay, let's do it.
I've always said it during our shows, but now I think we finally got a name for it.
Okay, let's do it. I haven't heard it yet.
I know you're not ready for it, because I'm just coming up with this now.
Okay.
It's the Milk Duds key to the game.
Ooh, Milk Duds. I lost a 2 to a Milk Dud one time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I had a Milk Dud actually at St. Francis. I had a Milk Dud, and I was in the parking lot, and I was in the car. I had a Milk Dud for Halloween, one like that, and I was chewing it. I'm like, wow, this really, really crunchy. My tooth was out in the milk dud.
Well, fine, no milk duds. Royal Donut. Royal Donut.
Hey.
Keys to the game.
Let's see Royal Donut. All right.
That's a more likely sponsor, I think.
I like that better, too.
The Royal Donut sponsor the game. Stay loyal to the donut, my friends.
I love Royal Donut.
My Parma Knights.
I wish I didn't move away from Parma, but... well, I'm glad I moved away from Parma, but Royal Donut should move here, so...
Okay. So
what's the Royal Donut about? When we tell you?
The Royal Donut key to the game.
Key. Oh, so it's an overall.
No, there's keys.
Okay. And
there's about 3.
And then there's an overarching key.
Yes.
Okay.
It starts on the defensive side of the ball. I think you got to take this game to New England, and you got to start by stopping the run. When I say that this team gets it done by committee, they really do. 3 running backs, you're going to see a different look every time. So shutting down the run is going to be the big thing. They've had a lot of success on the ground. They don't got the greatest backs, but they can get the job done.
They're always fresh.
They're very aggressive, and it's going to be a big test. If they can get the ground game going, that opens it up and gets Mac Jones more comfortable. So I think it starts there defensively. And then moving on to the next key is putting pressure on Mac Jones. Anytime you get a young quarterback, you want to pressure him because, as you can see, they like to struggle. And when you got 3-4 guys in his face, he's not going to be very accurate. The floodgates are open, and his mind's going to be all over the place.
First of all, great our secondary has played this past few weeks.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome.
Right.
John Johnson finally coming clutch.
And I think this was another time that Joe Woods fixed his scheme, and you saw how good this secondary could be.
He did say he's going to play a lot of man.
Yeah.
Starting now.
After this Sunday, you saw, okay, like, my team is very good at man coverage. That's called knowing your personnel.
Yeah. It took him 10 weeks, or 9 weeks, but hey.
I hope this is not a one-time thing, and maybe that was just the one problem we needed to fix. We've been...
Wouldn't that be awesome?
We've been screaming for more man coverage and less zone coverage, more blitzing. We saw a lot of blitzing. Troy Hill with an amazing game.
Yeah. 2 sacks, 3 sacks?
He had 3, and then he gave 1 to Anthony Walker.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Bringing pressure is like the number one thing you can do to shut down an offense. You saw it work against this Cincinnati team that's been lights out all year.
Oh, I know.
And nothing worked for them because they could not stop the pressure.
Couldn't.
Joe Burrow was missing throws. And once you get in a quarterback's head, specifically a young quarterback, it's going to be a long day for that offense.
This past week reminded me a ton of the Bears week. How that much pressure we had on that line was came super clutch, pressuring that quarterback. And I think taking back from the rookie quarterbacks, I think it's gonna be the same ordeal. If you put a lot of pressure on that, I think Myles Garrett, obviously Clowney, McDowell, all these guys, pressure. It's gonna be an interesting time to watch because I don't know how he's gonna react. Probably not great. And if you can stop that run game, they're already down Harris. If he doesn't play, they got to dig deep in there. At least we know we have a quarterback that can throw the ball, and we have Johnson, which can run the ball, and we know. So I think we're going to be consistent on offense with or without Chubb. But the big issue here is just I think Mac Jones might struggle, and if he doesn't have a run game to rely on and to keep that ball going, it's going to be a tough day for them.
And I think our third and final Royal Donuts key to the game is to get Baker into a rhythm. Find some source of offense with your best playmaker out. This team is relatively healthy for what it's been this year. You're down Nick Chubb, but and Demetric Felton, but you trust Dearness Johnson.
I do.
So hopefully you can get the ball going on that side of the on that aspect of the offense.
Okay.
But I think more so is to make sure Baker's making the right throws. Keep mixing it up. You found your identity again, and we want to stick to that. And you're going to see a lot more of the tight ends going at it again this week. I think Njoku is really going to be another, source of offense for you. You just got to get him going, because it just seems like, okay, the first half they're going to throw Austin Hooper at you, and then the second half you go 3-4 plays in a row to David Njoku.
Yeah, and then Harrison Bryant will get catch a 15-yarder down the field, and be like,
right,
where the hell's he been all day,
Right. So I think we should see a lot more of Rashad Higgins this week.
Yes, sir.
Very quiet last week, but at the same time, I think a lot of that came with the Browns didn't really have the ball so much. They were they didn't have the ball. They had 10 minutes less with the ball than Cincinnati did. And a lot of the time they had it on a short field. So you're not really looking to pass the ball when you got the ball at the 25-yard line.
Yeah.
And the way your run game was working, you only need a 1-yard pop. So when your offense was on the field, you were scoring on 1 or 2 plays. So, not everybody's going to get a touch. Jarvis Landry was your leading receiver, and he only had 3 catches.
I think there was 8 or 9 different receivers that was thrown to last week.
Right, and
spreading the ball around is such a key. I mean, such a key. So I think we were talking about this a little bit last week. How spreading that ball around is so beneficial to the entire team, and I'm just
because you really don't know who it's going to.
Exactly, and I think that's kind of a good thing we don't have OBJ anymore.
He should not be named. So, and it just looked Baker was more comfortable again.
It's crazy the difference, man.
No one was talking about that shoulder this week, huh?
Hell no. Not when you threw that 60-yard pass downfield to Peoples-Jones for that touchdown. No. Hell no. So I agree. I think it's gonna be an interesting week.
And I think it's time to get to your favorite segment of the show.
Yes, sir. Some cowtails.
Cowtails.
Tossing them bad boys out.
Players of the week. Okay. So, who do you think? Who's getting the cowtail this week, huh?
I think, I'm going to sound real repetitive here. Real repetitive. But the NFL's leading sacker needs to get out there and show Mac Jones what the NFL's about. Myles Garrett's getting this bad boy, get tossed right to him. He's going to catch it. And this dude's going to tear up. He needs to tear up this week, because the more pressure we got on Mac, the more inconsistencies he's going to have. And, especially if they don't have a running back, or as deep of a running back core that they typically have. They can't rely on the backs, then they got to rely on Mac. But if you got Clowney and Garrett running at you, and obviously Myles has shown time and time again how good he is, and he's the leading sacker for a reason. So I think Myles is going to get this cowtail, because he can come up real clutch for this.
Yeah. I once again, you're calling for him to have another big game. You need that strip sack this week.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. If I call this, I'm calling you.
Okay, I know.
I'm like, I fucking told you, But, I completely agree with you. Myles Garrett's been one of the most consistent parts of this team this year, and he has been the last couple years. And he's coming out with a bad foot. He missed 2 days of practice this week. But you need him.
Need him.
They're going up against a tackle that's given up the most sacks in the league. Through 9 games, he's given up 4 sacks, and that's kind of rough when you're going up against teams that are kind of in the middle of the road. This is a New England team that you go down the schedule of the teams they've played, and they really haven't seen much competition, and it almost kind of feels like another Denver game, but we know New England's a much better team than Denver. But like they've only seen two really competitive teams, and they beat not San Diego, the Chargers.
I stumble on that all the time. Move back.
Yeah, the Chargers game. So that was kind of. There was just defense got the best of Justin Herbert, which it's going to happen.
It happens.
Bill Belichick's all about stopping them young quarterbacks. And then you have another game against Tampa Bay, which I really think the weather was a big factor in that game. New England really couldn't move the ball that well, and I'm thinking we're going to see a little more of that again this week. The weather's not going to be much of a factor because it's going to be overcast, 53 degrees.
Some might snow this weekend.
In Cleveland.
That's true. Damn it.
So
I always forget they're going there. My bad. I'm thinking Detroit the next week.
So I'm really hoping this is a defensive game. You get another Browns player back. That's I think he's very ready for a cocktail.
The second one, okay.
Jeremiah Onwuasu Koromoa.
Nice.
Yes, you get a cocktail this week.
Yes, sir.
The Browns have needed you, buddy.
I know.
It's been tough. You get a guy who is a big playmaker for your team at the second level.
Oh yeah, big time.
Great in pass coverage, great at reading the run. This is a good game to get him back in the swing of things.
I also haven't seen him miss a tackle all year, in open field or anything. He is spot on.
So I think he's due for a big game after coming off this injury. They were saying that he was on the field this week, flying around, making plays.
Didn't miss a step, I think the quote was.
Yeah, didn't miss a step. He was out there dancing, having a good time, and I hope, there hasn't been any report saying he's 100% sure going to play, but it's leaning in that direction.
Yeah.
But you can really say that about anybody right now.
That's true.
Like, Miles didn't practice until today, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to play. It's just leaning in that direction. So, yes.
It's mid-season.
JOK, you get a cocktail this week. You're ready to go.
You want to break this one in half, maybe, but
yeah, we can break this in half.
We did two defensive players. I need to go an offensive player. The sole back this week. He's the lone guy in the backfield this week, young man.
He earned his money on Thursday Night Johnson.
I like that. I haven't heard that. Let's go, Turtle. You see that? He's been posting like turtles and shit. That must be an inside joke with him and Hunt or something. But
yeah.
Turtle, let's go, son. Let's go. That slow grind.
Ernest Johnson.
Let's go. We need you this week. I think you're going to get it done. I think you're going to have a breakout game as well. I think you're going to show these people what's up. And I think once we get that running game going, Baker's going to get going. And I think, dude, you are the man that needs to shove it down the throats and get this game rolling. Ernest Johnson, cocktail, son.
I think he's going to de-earn it again.
Dude, you Dude, I don't even know. You need to find a time that you can do that.
I know,
all
man.
day. Big puns.
Just make puns out of names.
I'd pay you.
I hope that somehow this gets out there and he sees this and
We'll post
he changes his name to de-earned my money on Thursday night, Johnson.
It's so long, but it's catchy.
Not that he hasn't earned it on any other games, but he specifically earned a big paycheck for this stuff. They were talking about on the radio that, he's going to get paid this offseason by some team just because that game.
I hope it's us, man. I love him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see another game by him.
I've been following him on Instagram for a long time now, and I don't know. Big fan.
Very likable guy. Fan favorite.
Yeah.
Well deserving of a cocktail. And honestly, I'm okay with that being our last one. Like,
right.
He is well deserving of it. He needs to have another game.
Bit good this week, huh?
Right. I'm feeling pretty good about these predictions coming in this week. Browns, New England. You get the classic little story of Bill Belichick and his old Cleveland Browns where he got fired. Yeah, I think not. He did not get fired. The team just fucking went somewhere else.
You know what I should have wore, dude? I have a Bill Belichick era starter jacket. I should have wore that all video.
Oh, no, you messed up.
I got it upstairs, too. It looks super cool. I'll show it to you after this.
Well, we need to find a Bill Belichick hoodie. Just to wear.
Just raggedy. And...
I've seen the hoodie with my own eyes, and it's something. It's like I see nothing but dubs on it or something.
So what are you thinking?
But, this is definitely going to be a tougher game. Playing shorthanded, I'd feel a lot better if Nick Chubb was in this game. But
hell yeah.
It's going to be down to the wire, and I'm going to say 14-13 Browns.
Ooh, okay. All right. Let's see. I feel a little bit... Dude, here's the thing. I hate giving such a nice padding of points because I can just I don't know. I could just eat it real quick. But I feel weirdly confident about this week. And I think Browns are going to win it. I think once they get rolling, I say they might get rolling in the late second or, early third.
That's all you need.
I agree. And I think they're going to get that done. I think Dearness is going to have a great game. I think our defense is going to really step up this week as well. And I think we're going to win, I'm going to say 28-17 Browns, obviously.
Yeah, I mean...
I think it's totally doable.
You could really make or break your season with this game. The house won't be burning, but you're just going to make it harder for yourself.
Let's just win it. Fuck it.
Just win the damn game.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but if you're going to be a playoff team, nothing is going to be easy.
Oh, no.
So, that being said, we need to go to New England. We need to go take Bill Belichick. We need to take his game plan, turn that son bitch sideways, and shove it down straight down his candy ass. And that's it.
Win this game.
What? For week 10 of the Muni Lot Report, yes, this is the dude, Mike Lewis, the creator, the genius, the editor.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even do it.
I know we didn't. I don't care. I'm just ready for some Browns football this Sunday. Let's go, Browns!
Cool. High five, bud.